If you've been listening to Oh, It's On with Juan and Sean, you know this podcast is all over the place on topics. However, after episode number 37, we're going to narrow it down and focus on current events. So if you'd like, you can listen to our old podcasts. Maybe we'll set up a Patreon or something where you can request that we talk about certain things aside from current events. Maybe we'll fulfill them. Who knows? But from episode 37 and on, it'll be a current events focused podcast. So enjoy these final episodes before we get focused in on current events. And until then, remember, the microphone might be on. Some things should be said.
Or shouldn't.
Oh, it's on.
With Juan
and Sean.
We're playing The Last of Us, and he had this sex scene with this transgender woman.
Dude, is that game not fun, dude?
I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? I mean, it's so divided. It's like...
Okay, so...
We can talk about that in the...
Because I started playing Buff Abby, you know, when you get to play her.
Yeah.
Dude, do you know she does critical hits when she just goes melee?
Really?
It's like she runs like, boom, hits the
Dog, I was like, I seen this...
I
seen this like streamer, and he was like, dude, look at this. And he's like flexing his arm and like comparing his arm to her arm. He's like, I've been working out for 12 years. Look at this girl. It's like the same size as me. And I'm just like, oh man. That's so bad. I just feel like games are forcing that on us now. I mean, I get like you're trying to write a good narrative.
See, I've never played the first one, so I don't know what the
first
hell
one is great.
about.
It was really great. I think you'd like it. But it's like, because it focuses on those two main characters in this like father-daughter relationship. And it's like Walking Dead meets like The Road. You ever watch The Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. So it's like a post-apocalyptic, very sad stuff. And then basically she has the cure. And at the end, when they finally reach that destination where they're supposed to go, he kind of changes his mind because in order to get the cure from her, she has to die. And he was like, nah, and he just kills everybody, therefore triggering Abby and the rest of those people in that group to go look out for him because they killed all their parents, basically.
The Wolf's Den.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Well, this is episode 30 of Oh, It's On
with Juan
and Sean, and today is a news podcast featuring our special guest that we just heard marking out over a video game.
Hey guys, I'm Brow.
Brow Gav.
Brow Gav
is here, and
there we go. That was for Bryle.
That's for Bryle.
That's our boy Bryle.
Bryle's not drinking. He's being a good boy.
I'm being a good boy. I'll probably drink later on.
So here we go. We got our news episode. This is number 7. Just going to cover quick topics. We haven't had much time. There's been a lot going on in life, as everybody knows. I have a lot going on in my life. I'll talk about that later. But our first topic is CHOP leader of Seattle's autonomous zone says many protesters are leaving. Okay, so it was Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Then it turned into CHOP, the Capitol Hill Organized Protest. So a Twitter account that supposedly was in charge of this whole CHOP thing, which is suspended now, said few people remain in our beloved CHOP. The Capitol Hill Protest Solidarity Committee says the CHOP project is now concluded, which is funny to me. At any time, anytime if you feel like saying something, you can.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So
yeah, I know. I really haven't. I've been too busy with stuff. I haven't heard really about any of this till a few days ago.
So what is this CHOP? Is that Is that like an acronym?
So I guess I'm not 100%. I guess in Seattle there was like a 6-block radius where all the police left.
Yeah, and the people took over.
Yep.
And so basically it's like a liberated...
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be now an area where it's like we really don't need money. Everybody's equal.
Or something. So, yeah. But recently there have been 4 shootings and 1 person has been killed. They haven't let the police in to investigate. So I don't know if anybody's investigating. Hopefully somebody is. The CHOP leader, Raz Simone. In this article, there was like 3 leaders. Then there's 2 groups that lead it to. Anyways, He says a lot of peaceful protesters are being harmed. After next week, the CHOP committee says a very small number of holdouts. Too small to be more than an annoyance for pedestrians. That's what they're saying. By next week, there's only going to be like a couple people running around thinking this place is still the organized protest zone. Which is, I don't know, but... in less than 30 seconds, or in 2 sentences, Bryle, your opinion on the protests.
I don't know. I mean, I 2 sentences or less. It works. I mean, we've gotten a few cases done, but I feel like it's whenever you try to start something, there's always an opposition that comes up. So it's like, I mean, it depends on how long you want to keep going with it, you know?
1, 2
Okay, now we're talking about like the fucking protests in the 6 radius block.
Everywhere. All the protests. Recent ones. Because we haven't done any.
Yeah, we
They're
haven't
just
done
a bunch
it.
of hate groups. That's
What?
all it is. It's a bunch of hate group.
On both sides.
Because what's going to happen is like now that these bunch of hate groups out there is destroying property, destroying lives, hurting people. It's like it's no longer a case of hey, you know what? It's like this person died, you know,
Yeah.
fucking Floyd.
Yeah, I think they
And
just
this other
made an
person.
excuse
Now
now.
it's more like it got blown up that, you know, we're being oppressed. We're this. That's why I say, you know, the BLM right now, they're a hate group, but I can understand why, because, you know, they're an endangered species. If you look out there right now, hundreds of black people are getting killed
An endangered
Around the world?
species.
around the world. And the moment they're born, they're victims. They are an automatic victim of society.
This is the longest 2 sentences ever.
But, you know, that's what it looks like. And all these companies, all these politicians now are bowing down to this style of violence. And that same thing, you know, people say, well, it's a small group. Well, hey, it only took just 5%, like in Russia, 5% of those fucking kind of little anti-FIFAs
Anti-FIFAs.
fucking group to change it all around.
Was it the anti-fascist group?
Yeah. Because if you look at it now, it's like now you can't do comedy.
No.
Because
you
everything,
still could.
everything
Well, it has-
now, it's offensive.
What did Ricky Gervais say? He's like,
Well,
cares
see, that
about
was
the-
Ricky Gervais before all this.
Yeah.
Now
But
it's
we should
like,
just say what you want to say. It's funny.
Look
It's
at-
not funny to that person. It's funny. It's
yeah, but look
funny.
at Jimmy Kimmel. Now he's booted
he's
off.
canceled.
He's canceled.
Oh, really?
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was an interview of him and Megan Fox on his show 4 years ago, and she's talking about how she was like 15 and she had to like dance in a bikini for Michael
Yeah,
Bay.
yeah.
And he's like, ha ha ha. And then all of a sudden he's a pedophile. I didn't watch the whole clip, but
That's like
I was like,
so long
that was
ago.
4 years ago.
And not only that, because also of his that Christmas rap
I mean, I
song
get
where he
it,
used the N word.
Oh yeah. Oh, and what about the Man Show?
Yeah, in the
You ever watched
man show.
I
That was
seen
all
that.
just women jumping
Yeah,
around.
misogynistic.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just basically entertainment though. At that time,
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's kind of like trending at that time. So like now we're bringing it up. I mean, I get it. Like if you're a pedophile and like it did something in the past, I get it when you bring it up. But when you're like just making a joke about something like a long time ago, like what's that? The director of Guardians of the Galaxy. He made like
James
a
Gunn.
he
Yeah,
made like
James Gunn, yeah.
Now he's back again because like you realize like it's just a joke from a long time ago.
Yeah.
So but now you're gonna cancel somebody else because
Yeah,
of,
but now because of this small little
people
organizational
change.
group.
You know, I mean, it's like
Well,
And we're young.
Well,
we're
now
all-
it's like, well, you're kind of right on that trend part because everybody
it's a
wants
joke,
to ride.
you know? I mean,
everybody
like-
wants to now ride the little choo-choo train. But if you ride that little choo-choo train more and more, we're going to really be oppressed. We're going to
Yeah,
really
we are
be,
programmed.
hey, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Well, did you guys see what Tina Fey did?
no,
just
I
a
did
few
not.
days ago?
No, what is it?
She requested that 4 episodes of 30 Rock be taken off streaming because there was
Jeez.
blackface in them. And this was just like 7 years ago.
Damn, so we're not going to see, what do you call it? It's Always Sunny anymore because, oh my God, dude, those guys, they push it to
I mean,
the
you know what I
limit.
feel about it though? It's like if we hide it, then we're not really like moving on
Yeah.
from it. We're just
Yeah.
hiding it.
Yeah, that's
we're-
really what everything's trying to do now.
We're just trying to hide things, and it's like, bro,
Pretend they never happened.
pretending it never happened. Like now we're gonna pretend like racism never happened. It's like it's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
But now we're not going to know because we're taking down statues. We're
I mean,
taking down.
that's- yeah.
We're taking down basically historical monuments that had that served a purpose for why
As a
we
reminder,
are now.
yeah.
As a reminder that okay, now it's like it wasn't okay back then.
Yes.
That's a reminder. But we're taking everything down now. We're tearing all that history down.
Yeah,
Because
it's-
hey, I'm offended because this shit happened hundreds of years ago. Instead of like right now, okay, right now, hey, you know what? Let me tell you this, and this just comes from me. It's like, okay, so right now we want to defund the police because of what some bad cops did, bad people,
Yes.
what they did. So you know what? Hey, I say all black people are bad because they're out there gangbanging.
Yeah.
So to me, all blacks are bad,
Interesting.
And
But-
they're endangered.
and they're an endangered species. So now coming like that, I sound ignorant. And that's
Okay.
what a lot of these people out there protesting. It's like, man, you guys really sound ignorant because a lot of these cops are out there actually they're
risking their lives.
They want to wear that shield to, serve and protect. But now, what person would want to wear that shield saying, "Oh fuck, I'm just going to be targeted as a hateful mofo."
Yeah.
To cause problems instead of protecting my community.
It's like I said the other day. Yeah.
Because now this is what's going to happen now.
Now they don't even want to come out and help somebody. It's like, fuck, I'm gonna I'm gonna stay in my car and let this happen.
But now it's going to start
I
happening like how gangs start up, neighborhood gangs. It's like sometimes it's like, hey man, it's not safe to drive down that area. Why? Because the moment they see a new car, they come out, they're looking at you. It's like, what's this motherfucker want?
Yeah.
What you doing in my area, puto? And all of a sudden it's like, hey bro, I'm just fucking lost, dude. Chill, relax.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, some asshole just caps you for no reason, and then what? Well, wrong area.
Yeah.
Protecting our territories.
Crazy, man.
We're gonna move on to a happier topic. I do want to say though, not that I'm defending the police, but like I was telling Brian the other day, like after years and years and years, they go out and they just see the bad side of people, and they're being lied to constantly. And after how many years of that can wear down on somebody's
mental.
Like they can join as a good person, but after years and years of just getting beat up by the bad side of people,
yeah,
it's kind of understandable that they might become jerks because it's just that's their life. They have to go back. They have to look over their shoulder all the time, and they're always getting lied to, and people are always, I don't know. Okay.
And but just to
elaborate on that.
Exactly, because in California, when I was out there visiting my sister and her fiance, they're both LAPD. Yeah. And he's telling me, man,
He's
it's like
huge.
Yeah, and he goes, you know what, I'm fucking sick and tired. It's like, dude, we're working 12-hour shifts, and on top of that, it's like over there, they have a system where it's the police get policed by civilians. And he goes, I'm sick and tired that they're calling constantly the station saying, oh, I shot 3 cops together and they weren't doing social distancing, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, they're just like being nitpicky bullshit. And he goes, and it's stupid because, okay, now we're getting a write-up. Now another fucking write-up. It's like, he goes, I really don't want to do this. He goes, I'm really starting to hate people.
Oh, jeez.
I see where they're going.
They got ratted out for not social distance.
Yeah, so it's just like, just imagine. Here's the hotline, like the, you were talking about that Rat Me Out hotline.
Oh, no,
that
yeah, the Google spreadsheet where people can just go in and type in whatever they want about businesses not following the guidelines.
Man, dude. Oh, yeah, it's like, isn't that what they say? Call this number, and then they'll be like, didn't we have that too here in Nevada, in Las Vegas? Say, call this number if you see a business not following the guidelines.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, and it's like, you won't be, there's a reward. You won't be like, you'll be anonymous.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm just
Jeez.
like, wow.
Okay, happier moments.
All right.
50 most heartbreaking movie deaths.
Heartbreaking movie deaths?
So I'm going to say, there were 50 in this article, but I'm not going to list them all because that's a lot. So I picked out a few. I'm going to say the name in the movie. Brian, you'll say it first. Say heartbreaking or not heartbreaking.
Okay.
And then Juan, heartbreaking or not heartbreaking. Okay? First one, Tony Stark Avengers.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
No, because he's coming back.
Oh.
Because of time travel, so it's like...
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Because they already discovered time travel and all that, so...
They do bring it back, that'll be a bad move.
If they didn't have the time travel part, and he did that, I am Iron Man, boom, yeah.
I don't...
Jack Dawson, Titanic.
Titanic? No, because she, matured from that. It helped her grow as a person. I think,
Holy deep.
I think...
That's really good, yeah.
Because I used to, as a younger, a filmmaker, a movie watcher back in the day, it was sad at first, but,
he was more
imagine if they stayed together, though. He's, a poor dude, and it's, you would, you think that relationship would, you know what I mean?
But none of that, you're right, because it's kind of like a metaphor where it's like you got this little guardian angel showing you the way first, and it gets to the point where it's like, all right, you no longer need me.
Yeah, and then it's it helped,
boom.
It was sad to a point where it's when you see the whole movie, the flashback.
I think the heartbreaking part was when she throws herself over the ship. At the end when she commits suicide.
No,
remember when
she throws the diamond.
Oh,
she throws the
heart.
The heart of the sea back into the ocean. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Though she looked like she was about to jump, but she actually just dropped.
Oh, okay.
Damn, bro, I'll just change my mind.
It is pretty heartbreaking though. That's
All right. Bambi's mother.
Okay, yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, no. I mean, to me, it was just like,
Food.
yeah. It's like, but let me ask you a question. Is there like another Avengers in there?
what you
Not
mean?
on this list.
Okay.
Not that I
mean,
wrote down.
Because there's one where it's like fucking. I looked around, fucking people were crying, and that's Spider-Man's death. When in the first
one.
yeah,
Infinity War.
I did hear sobbing.
Infinity War, dude, because when he's like he falls down and Peter, I mean, he's
Well,
being held.
he's probably the most relatable Marvel character to a lot of the
Yeah.
a lot of the audience.
yeah, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this is really heartbreaking because even Tony started crying.
I just
And
looked
he
up
like
at
he
the
lied.
screen.
He's like, what did he say? I don't want to die.
What did he say? What did he say?
I don't want to
think
go,
that's
Mr.
what-
Stark.
something.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Or, yeah. I just remember thinking, well, he's coming back. Like I didn't feel bad for.
Yeah, he had to have.
Okay, here's the next.
Yeah, that's the
one.
problem with movies with time travels. Either
Yeah.
movies with time travels, or when you see the main character and they're telling you the story when it goes back like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, and then they're getting shot at, and it's like, well, I mean, it loses the excitement because he lives.
Yeah.
He's telling the fucking story.
All right. Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Bubba. Yeah, that was his best friend. That was his best friend, man, in
Yeah.
the war and everything. And like,
He had a-
they all had similarities, and then I don't know, they went through all that together.
That
I honestly have a hard time remembering that. I only remember like a few scenes with him. Like,
I don't even remember the part where he's running with Captain Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Is that
He's
the one where
like,
he loses his legs?
Yeah.
In the war? And he's like, "Why'd you save me?"
And it's funny because you see him like he's hauling ass and freaking napalms are going, fucking bombs are going off behind him. He's like, I got you, Lieutenant Dan.
He's like, "Why didn't you just let me die?" And I was like, "Oh man, dude, you just saved your life."
Marley from Marley and Me.
Oh yeah, I have a soft spot for animals.
No, I never
I
seen that
wanted
movie.
to be a vet before.
I didn't see that one either.
Really?
Have you seen Artax?
No, I haven't seen Artax.
Artax from the Neverending Story.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Neverending. Is that the Artax, the Indian dude? Is
No,
he like,
No, that's his horse where they're
Oh.
going
Horse
through the
gets
swamp of
stuck.
sorrows.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I haven't
And
seen
they
it.
get stuck because the little horse is all of a sudden the sorrow's like overtaking him. And the only reason that it didn't take Atreyu because he was wearing that little fucking necklace that protected him that the princess gave him.
Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't seen that in a long time, dude.
How about John Coffey,
John Coffey.
The Green
No,
Mile?
yeah, okay, I was gonna say that.
Oh, is that where they fried him with this little mouse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Heartbreaking, not
I mean
heartbreaking.
that whole movie was
Yeah.
just heartbreaking, dude.
See, I didn't even see that movie. I only saw a part where they
I couldn't even
where-
watch the whole thing because he just like was just crying the whole time. It's like, oh man, I feel bad for this dude.
He was like a little gentle giant.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
gentle giant, and he's like,
Damn,
it's like
he was
glass
like
in my head.
I
Did
would-
Stephen King write that?
oh,
Who wrote that?
I don't think it was Stephen King. I don't know who wrote it. I do know that somebody wrote this next one. It was a book. If any of us here have seen it, it's Bryle. Augustus Waters. Did you
Is
cry
that
when he died?
is that the musician dude? The musician kid? No. Augustus Waters? No, I haven't watched that.
The
I haven't-
Fault in Our Stars?
Oh, okay. I don't know who's Augustus. Oh, that's August Rush. Never mind. Okay, yeah, Augustus Waters. I never
the main
read.
character.
It's a John Green book for sure, but I haven't read that one.
Oh.
I watched Looking for Alaska, which
Did you
was
see the movie?
in Hulu.
No. The Fault in Our
Yeah, I
Stars.
have.
Was it heartbreaking when he died? Could you see it coming?
I could. I mean, yeah, as a movie and the
I'm
writer.
pretty sure Juan has not seen the movie.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Augustus Waters. I was like,
How about this next one? Juan's gonna hate this one. Jack Twist. Do you know who that is? Brokeback Mountain.
I have not seen this movie.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Either of you have seen the movie?
No.
I think it's just like I don't know. I just seen clips of it. I know it's an Academy like.
How about? Well, yeah, it won for music. I think it did have a good soundtrack.
I heard the writing was really good in that.
How about Rue from the Hunger Games?
Oh, that. Well, I think when you're,
I
I
To
think
me
when you're put in
personally-
that situation, it's like you're. I mean, you're. I expected that. That's why.
who the fuck's Rue?
She's the
Rue-
little girl.
The one who poisons herself?
No, she was the one that tries to help Katniss, right?
Yeah.
Like in the very first one where she was like kind of lost. And she's like, oh, follow me. Doesn't she get like poisoned or gets like? How did she die?
I can't remember.
I think.
I thought
Did she
was
take
poisoned.
an arrow? I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of the.
When a little kid dies in a war that she didn't want to be in, is that sad? Yes, it is.
That's very sad. Yes, it's very sad.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one wasn't.
No, because
sad.
I was thinking about like, is that a war? Yeah, that's a war. Like I thought it was just a
Yeah.
game.
Well, it's a game, but really,
They put him in there. Yeah, you're right.
But I was
That's why I
to me, it's
hesitated
like,
on that.
I don't know. I just cannot. All those deaths in that movie, it just did not. I was like, oh, okay, just another person died. It's like there was no real like character development to
Yeah.
where it's like,
Well, yeah, you couldn't really feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Just
But
like that,
it
That's
is-
kind of how I feel about Tony Stark.
No, but he was like a journey though. Like I feel like
Yeah.
he's been
I
in
was
so
kidding.
many.
Both of you looked at me really.
what
Okay,
the
Captain
fuck?
Miller from Saving Private Ryan.
Damn, that's another movie I haven't seen in so long.
oh, it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
I love that movie. Though.
It wasn't
I only
heartbreaking. It
remember
just
the
sucks that
tank,
yeah
the
he
sticky
died.
bomb
I
part.
mean,
I was just kind of like, you shouldn't have taken that mission.
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
That's
yeah.
a hard
you
mission.
gotta bring back the one kid.
As you guys as veterans, you think you feel sorry for him? What do you feel?
It sucks. I mean, I understand what he went through, and I probably would have done the same thing. If they said, "Hey, this guy needs to be saved," I would have been like, "Okay."
Oh yeah.
But
What do you guys think?
Because he was doing
I
it to
think-
get. Because he was doing it because it's like it promised him a ticket home, and it's like, you know what? Do this one mission. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
You're out. And he's like, "Fuck, dude. Yeah, it's get me out of this fucking hellhole."
yeah,
A side note. What do you guys think about 1917? You guys, is that what it's called?
1917. I thought it was actually a pretty good film.
Because I know Saving Private Ryan is like kind of like he's trying to save somebody, like deliver a message, kind of.
Dang it! There was some problems with 1917 that I had.
Oh, I was talking about like when they ran up the thing and like no one touched the guy and he like basically like flipped or something like that.
Gee, dang it! I can't remember.
The only
Why
part,
can't I
I
remember?
mean, it just made me mad. It's like, dude, you're in war. A fucking plane crashes, and then
Yeah, that part was
and
definitely.
then it's like,
Yeah.
You're trying to
you
save
know-
the Nazi dude in the
Yeah.
yeah,
plane.
you're trying to save the guy who's
I-
trying to kill you, and then he kills your friend.
Yeah.
because of your fault.
I could see them trying. I could want to help the guy, but I would just strain him first. I wouldn't let him like sit there. I'm gonna tie your arms up really quick.
Wow, would
And
you
plus,
let him
I
burn
mean,
to
but-
death? Would
huh?
you have let the guy burn to
I'd
death?
have let him burn. to
Yeah,
death.
and I mean, I can understand. It sucks, but in that scenario, I can understand.
I
why
can
somebody
understand.
would
See,
do
a lot of
that.
people don't understand. It's like when you're like in a certain scenario, it's like you grow a hatred towards a certain people because it's like, let's just say it's like, dude, you hurt my friend. I saw you kill this guy, that guy. It's like, and it like really messes with you to the point where it's like you just have hatred towards them. It's like, I really don't give a fuck. You really don't care. You really don't care, and you don't pay no attention that they have families too.
Yeah.
You could
they're-
relate that to like the Black Lives Matter thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like revive
Yeah, both sides.
both sides like that, you know.
Like,
It's an endangered species.
Okay, moving
so
on.
this was supposed to be a happier section.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So how about Guido Orifice from Life is Beautiful?
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Okay, nice.
I was wondering if you guys had seen it, but
Life is Beautiful. No, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid, so I don't remember. Silas Tripp from Glory. I think we have to say it was heartbreaking because it's black. Otherwise,
Glory, is that like a
we're all
Civil War
canceled.
movie?
Yeah,
With
it
the
was
Buffalo
about
Soldiers?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have not seen that.
That's like from the '88 or something. It's pretty old,
Is
but
the
it was
one
a
with
good
Kevin
movie.
Costner in it? Or is it Matthew Broderick?
Oh, jeez, I don't remember.
Most likely Kevin Costner. But
I don't think Costner was in it though.
He was in one of those movies, like Civil War movies.
Dances with Wolves.
yeah,
Not
that was
Dances with
his movie
Wolves.
that he
Oh,
like
but he
wrote
was
and
another
like
one in
directed
it, right?
himself.
Is it, or is it the one with Denzel Washington?
Oh, it
That
is
might be
Denzel.
it.
It's Denzel.
That sounds
Yeah.
right. How about Everyone from Rogue One?
Yeah, dude, that was
Everybody
heartbreaking. I was like,
Everybody
no.
All right.
That was, I mean, a lot of people didn't like that movie, but I really did. I was like,
was a
holy
great
shit.
movie.
Who didn't like that movie?
I think it's because like they're comparing it to like
Because there was nobody that won. Because
episode was it the new one with Ray, the new one that Force Awakens. They compared it to that.
oh, that's horse. I mean, if they compared it to that, it's just trash. Because a lot of them were comparing it to like the first ones where it's because like the rebellion, you know, they're good people. You know, they're trying to
Yeah.
fight the Empire.
It was It was like a darker take too.
But
That's what I
this
liked
one,
about
it's
it.
like, you know, you're using spies, you're using guys that are like just to
yeah, these are
make
like
sure.
the Han Solo dudes, like Han Solo and like the Spice Runners and like all the rogues.
Yeah.
which I liked about like the bounty hunters and stuff. Like
Yeah.
Mandalorian was a great show too. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about like feeling sorry about the Rogue One people though, but they took a risky mission too. You know.
Yeah, to make it
but
successful.
it made sense for them to kill everybody off. Otherwise, you would have seen them in the other
Yeah.
movies. So
True.
if you think about it, it makes sense, but it was kind of sucky. So last one, another superhero film. Steve Trevor, Wonder Woman.
What?
Chris
Oh.
He dies? But I seen him in the 1984.
Pine. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, because this was one
But he
the
died.
84 ones where I guess she could do like wishes and brings back people.
Oh, I don't know anything
And it's
about
just
the
like also
movie.
like a kind of cross-dimensional shit.
I had a feeling that they're gonna bring him back because that's how they did in the comics too.
Yeah, because it's like that. She's like doing some wish. It's fuck.
Like
is
the
it?
Lazarus pit or something. Oh,
Something
man.
like.
That's
some
the
crap
only
like
thing I don't like about superhero movies. It's just like everybody comes back at one point. All right, so the next topic. So this one is called 25 Warning Signs Your Kidneys Send You. Now, I'm going to read you all these. I didn't write them all down.
What is send you?
What?
Warnings that the
Your kidneys.
sends you
Yeah.
sends
Like,
Oh, sends
kidneys-
you.
your
Okay.
kid- your-
Oh, I thought it was like some
you?
Japanese. Yeah, sends you. I was like, what the?
no. Okay, listen to these warning signs from your kidneys. Pain under your rib cage, side pain, blood in urine, metallic taste in your mouth, bad breath, gum disease, swelling of the hands and feet and eyes, loss of appetite, constipation, fever, confusion, fatigue, high blood pressure, chronic nosebleeds, frequent urination, unintentional weight loss, and shortness of breath.
All right, so what about those?
Yeah.
Those are-
Now, are
those
you
are the-
feeling those symptoms or is your
That's-
kid feeling them?
If you are feeling them, then you might have bad kidneys.
Oh, okay. I thought you said kids, like children.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay, so I was like, okay.
Oh no! I just saw that article and I was looking through it. I was like, "This looks like one of those late night medical ads." Where it's
Oh,
like,
I
"Do you
see.
have these problems?" But like half of these, a lot of people have like constipation, fever, fatigue. Like that's just like life.
Dude, that
Yeah, it
sounds
just
like,
feels like
that sounds like
stress.
sounds like the COVID right there.
Oh,
You
the
know,
CDC
swelling.
I didn't write them down, but the CDC has like new symptoms for COVID.
Oh God.
Really?
Yeah. So next one. All right, this one's a little too serious, but this is the one I told Juan that I hate the Marines for, so we're gonna talk about it.
Go ahead, go for it.
Army to drop photos from soldiers' records to quell racial bias for promotional considerations. Because they're saying that they send photos in with the promotion packets, and people are like denying promotions because of the race of the person. I didn't know it was that big of a deal in the Army, but
I think
This is-
was it a big deal before? Well, it's only a big deal now.
no, this is their response to everything that's going on.
Oh
So,
wow.
It's called Project Inclusion, which is the most baby sounding project the military could come up with. Starts in August and will examine racial disparity in military justice cases. Aims to create a more diversified leadership in the Army. Army was going to change 10 base names after Confederate soldiers until Trump said no. Marines and U.S. Forces Korea have banned the Confederate battle flag. The Navy says they will too. Congress has introduced a bill that will rename military bases and other properties within a year.
Dang, we're basically like rebranding ourselves and
That's what I worry about the most.
The thing is, like, we're acting like it never happened. Like we had
Yeah.
a civil war, and now it never happened.
Yeah, now the Confederates. And it's not like, have you ever heard of
We're not
Brian-
praising them though. That's the thing. Like I feel like they think that we're just praising these people. Certain groups, selected people, are praising that thing, but it's like,
But the thing is,
I just hope we don't
the
forget that it
Confederacy,
happened.
the Confederacy did not go to war with the North. The North went to war with the Confederacy. There was no declaration of war. Lincoln just was a tyrant and said, no, you can't leave. And there was the 13th Amendment, the original 13th Amendment. It was called the Corwin Amendment. It was introduced to Congress so that the federal government had no say over slavery. If slavery was the issue the South was worried about, that would have stopped the war.
Then we got to change like every face on our dollar bills and stuff.
Everything, yeah, because Washington owned slaves, Jefferson owned slaves.
So are the Native Americans taking their lands back?
I don't know.
I mean, since everybody's taken back, I mean, they fell offense. Shouldn't Native Americans rise up and like, we want our lands back?
I don't think there's enough of them.
And send everybody.
It's a genocide.
Well, I mean, you just need a few, not a lot, and let them just start burning buildings and stuff.
Because if that was the case, the Armenians would have done it.
Yeah.
But the Armenians aren't from here.
Or the Kurdish. Well, in their own lands.
In their own lands.
Here, they're not.
Yeah.
Basically, so like
the Kurdish just come over. America's
it's kind of like
ours.
how that thing isn't like what Jerusalem was about. Like people try to take that land because they don't know if the Palestinians or the Jewish people were like who were in charge of that land, of that holy land. So they kept.
I don't
so
know.
they kept going at war, right?
They've been fighting for like 3,000 years.
Isn't that kind of like the same issue? Like we're going here, like trying to take back their land. Like whose land is it? It's like I don't know. I just feel like
I don't know, but every I'll be honest with you, every fucking black community I've been to, I don't feel safe. That's the honest to God truth.
Is it because they're endangered?
It's because they're an endangered species, and they're just
Jesus.
And the moment you have 3 or 4 together, you know there's gonna be problems.
Did you know in South Dakota, if you see 3 Native Americans walking down the street, they're considered a war party and you can shoot them?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a law from like the 1800s, and I don't think it's been revoked.
Holy
Still.
shit.
Yeah. There's a bunch of weird. Like in New York, you can't walk around on a Sunday with ice cream in your pockets. That's against the law.
Why is that?
I don't know. There's just all these weird laws.
Yeah, I see some like weird, stupid laws.
How do they even know they have ice cream in their pockets?
Well, 'cause
So it's like you have an ice cream sandwich you forgot in your pocket and it's like starts melting. It's like, oh guys, we gotta cuff this guy because he has ice cream
put
in his
him in
pocket.
jail. Yeah. No, for me, I just want to say, people think like the South has nothing good to it, but have you ever had like a Southern deep fried piece of chicken? Oh my God, that's so good.
I know, but it's like
Many of these people probably have never been to the South. They
just know the bad history about it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm against like that whole racism thing. But like, hold on, wait, what?
No, you're good.
What happened?
No, I thought you were like, I'm against racism. Like, I think
I
everybody.
was trying to segue into something different, but it's like
Oh.
now I was in the middle of a thought, but like.
Okay, so
Fuck, now I just forgot. I just got.
no, that's cool because we're running short on time here. We got one last story. Foul play suspected in disappearance of missing Fort Hood soldier, Private First Class Vanessa
Yeah, I seen that one too.
Gillian.
Ooh, what happened to her?
Ooh,
She disappeared.
She went missing on April 22nd.
So she went AWOL.
That's what they're
Yeah.
saying.
Last
Deserted?
seen in parking lot in Fort Hood, Texas. Her older sister, Myra, says, I still don't understand why it had to take a little more than 6 weeks for them to start taking action because we started since day one. Dang. Mom wants the base to be closed if Vanessa turns up dead. That's wanting a lot. Army Criminal Investigation Command says foul play is suspected. He says, we've opened a very extensive investigation. But not according to the mom or the sister. There's $50,000 for a reward for information to finding Vanessa. So if you need money and you're near Fort Hood, you better go find her. Private Gregory Weddle Morales. Have you heard of him?
Huh? No.
He went missing last August, and his skeletal remains were found last week in Killeen, Texas. And he disappeared just days before he was supposed to get out of the Army. And there were phone numbers for you to call the CID and the military police, but I suggest...
So where did they find his body? I mean, where did they
it was
find his
just in
bones?
Killeen. I didn't look into
Did they say like it wasn't in a warehouse, on the trunk?
It was in the field.
Buried?
He was buried out in a field.
On the base?
No.
Oh.
In Killeen, which is right outside the base. But it could have been, because Fort Hood is like the biggest base, I think. It's huge. But all I know is that when I was in Fort Hood for 3 months, we got there and we got a safety briefing. You know what we were told in the safety briefing?
Don't leave the base.
We were told, do not go anywhere without your buddy. There are men here who prefer to rape other men. There are more male-on-male rapes in Fort Hood, Texas than male-on-female.
God dang.
And you got to watch out for the girls, too, because there have been girls that have drugged guys for their male friends to rape while they were passed out.
What the?
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Jesus.
And then that's where that shooting happened with in in the processing center too. Fort Hood, well, Killeen's kind of like a messed up town, but yeah, Fort Hood's bad. So yeah,
I didn't know that.
Fuck, because the one base that I was at, it was Camp Pendleton. That base is fucking huge too.
yeah.
Because you got mountains and you got fucking wild buffaloes running around. So when you're out there fucking doing training, like, make sure you watch out for the fucking buffaloes. They'll kill you.
Shit.
I'd
Dude.
be afraid of them. Well, that's it for episode number 30 of Oh, It's On!
With Juan.
And special guest,
Brow.
Gav. If you want to see these links, you can go to blowfx.com/OIO30. There's a link in the description as well. And we would appreciate it if you follow us on Twitter and Facebook at OIOPod or email us at ohitsonpod@gmail.com. Final words, Brian. 2 words.
2 words?
You. 2 words,
words.
Juan.
Bam! The mic is on.
That's what you're supposed to always know. The mic could be on.